All right, welcome for the final session, session 5 on maintenance in the Save Pain Free program, where we are learning how to start saving money. In the 6 steps to save money pain free, we are in the final step 5 of maintaining your money system. Remember, we started out in step 0, converting your desire into action. We went on to step 1 to discover yourself. We went on to step 2 to rewrite your money philosophy. And then step 3 to develop and implement your money strategy. Then step 4 to optimize your money habits, and we're landing this plane with step 5 on maintaining your money system. And of course, this corresponds to the Save Pain Free program as session 5 in maintenance to finish out this course. So with step 5 in maintaining your system, we want you to keep up with it. So this means staying on top of your savings plan. We don't want you to treat this like a 30-day diet fad that you forget about when the month is over. We want you to make a physical copy of your savings goals and plan, and then put it somewhere where you're going to see it frequently, and that way you'll keep up with your plan. Which leads me into my next point, which is I want you to make yourself accountable. I want to bring accountability into your savings plan. I want you to check your own progress each month to make sure you're staying on target. And then you'll check in with your mentors who helped you out earlier on. We'll get into this more later, so don't worry too much about that yet. But the point is, you have no idea how powerful accountability is in keeping you on track with your goals. So this is the icing on the cake that will get you to saving $30,000 a year. Make yourself accountable, and you will reach your goals 9 times out of 10 compared to the people who don't have others holding them accountable. Those people are going to fall by the wayside, and maybe only 1 out of 10 people are going to actually reach their goals without being held accountable. So what we're going to cover in this session is the objective for this video, and then reflect back on challenge 4. We'll cover the details of what the maintenance plan is going to look like for you to make sure that you hold yourself accountable. Then I'll do a quick recap of everything that we've covered. Then I'd like to give you some thoughts to give me feedback for the Save Pain Free program. So my objective for us here in session 5 is to cover maintenance. In session 3, you set your goals, and then we looked at your expenses and how you could optimize in session 4. Now to finish up the program, we're looking at putting structure into place to keep you on track to meet your goals. Essentially, we want to set you up with internal accountability, and then we want to set you up with external accountability. So having both internal and external accountability is going to make sure that you have multiple layers of accountability that are going to help you to maintain your system and stick with it and not give up on it. So just taking another look at challenge 4 before we leave it behind. I don't want you to forget about this, so I want you to really make sure that you got all this stuff in place. If you had any trouble getting set up with the apps to automate your finances, stop right here and get those sorted out now. They'll really help you out a lot, so I don't want you to set out on your financial goals without them. So pause here if you need to, go back, get the apps sorted out, get them set up so that you're using those. So if you're fully automated with your apps and you got all that set up, did you learn anything new from them? Did you have any new insights from your apps? You should now be able to check your net worth and your credit score in minutes. You should have access to see what you spend on a regular basis and know what your average monthly cost of living is. That kind of info is so helpful in planning. You might find it entertaining to go back and look at your answers to challenge 1 about your spending and compare those to what you found from the apps, because they might not quite match up. And that's helpful to have learned those things so that you know what reality actually looks like. I want you to re-emphasize in your mind the tips and tricks you decided to adopt. Since they might not be your regular habits, you'll need to remind yourself of them constantly so you don't forget. And then lastly, hopefully the extra insight helped you update and refine your goals a little bit. So maybe you just rearranged the order based on reconsidered priorities, or maybe you broke them up into smaller, more achievable goals. Whatever it is that you need to do to make this all come together and happen for you, that's what we want you to be doing. So there's 4 ways we're going to make the Save Pain Free Savings program stick for you. The 4-point maintenance plan is that you've created your goals, you set your deadlines and your timetable, you've identified new habits to adopt, and then finally, I want you to have accountability checkups. So in a minute, I want to show you the accountability component. Having your goals printed and having them physical as a visual reminder is really going to help you maintain your plan. So that's the first thing I want you to do. Print out your SMART goals the way that they're outlined and in the order that you want them and the timetables and everything. Get those somewhere where you're going to see them on a constant basis, and it's going to be a reminder to you so that you're not forgetting your goals and getting off track. Deadlines are really going to help you stay on track as well, so that you're not falling behind schedule or forgetting where you're supposed to be at. So print out your revised goals from Challenge 4 and put them somewhere you're going to constantly see them. Then the new spending behaviors that you've chosen are going to eventually convert into habits. And then for the accountability, I'm going to break that into 3 parts. So let me go into that now. So with accountability, the fact that you print out your goals and keep them somewhere that you'll see them will serve as a constant self-checkup. Here's how you're going to do it. Immediately after this, I want you to share a copy of your goals and timetable with each of your 2 mentors that you identified in Challenge 2, and then discuss your plan with them. Do not skip this step. Do not ignore this. This is very critical. Make sure that you have those mentors, you talk to them, communicate with them. And right now, I want you to share your goals with those mentors. And then I want you to send me a copy too. At the beginning of every month, on the first day of every month, I want you to do a self-checkup, a mentor checkup, and a checkup with me. It's actually going to be super simple. Here's what it's going to look like. So your self-checkup, remember you're doing this at the very beginning of every month. I want you to, first of all, review your goals, and then I want you to check your finances on your apps. So that means check your net worth, your credit score, and your savings. Then I want you to benchmark and compare your progress versus your goals schedule. Then I want you to write down what has helped your progress and then what has hindered your progress. And that's it. That's the checkup that I want you to do at the beginning of every month. You can do that in 5-10 minutes, probably less. But that kind of reflection, that is going to be the best 5 minutes you can spend with respect to your finances. It's going to be so valuable. It's going to keep you on track, staying up with your goals. Then that brings me to the mentor checkup. So for your mentor checkup, I want you to talk to or meet with each of your mentors that you identified in Challenge 2. So do not blow this off. This is a really valuable piece of the process. The wisdom you'll get from personal mentors will be really helpful. And it's just really good to have those relationships. And it's another layer of accountability. So you can't skip this step. So first off, meet with your first mentor. When you talk with them, all you have to do is share the things that you did in your self-checkup. So share your status and your progress versus your goal schedule, and then discuss the things that helped and hindered, and then get feedback from them. It really doesn't have to be that complicated or time-consuming. And then do the same thing with Mentor 2. And remember, you'll do this once a month at the beginning of every month, so schedule it in advance and make it automatic. Have the time blocked out, or like a lunch planned, or a phone call planned, whatever it is. Have that pre-scheduled so that there isn't things that come in the way, or you forget about it. It doesn't have to take long at all. It could be 15 minutes or less. It doesn't have to be long at all. But as long as you have that scheduled and booked out, and then you're doing it, and you're getting input from those mentors, it's going to be huge, and it's going to hold you accountable because you know you're going to have to report to them. And then lastly, I want you to do a Save Pain-Free checkup and check in with me. I would love to hear about your progress. That helps me to know where you're at and the progress that you're making, and also it's going to benefit others if you share with the community. And if you're willing to do so, and you share your progress in our private Save Pain-Free Facebook group, when other people that are in the same boat as you hear about your progress, it will be encouraging for them. So I want you to share your success with others and show them that they can do it as well. So if you're willing to, share your goals, share your progress on a monthly basis, and let others know how it's coming for you. So those are the 3 facets to the accountability system that is really going to make this Save Pain Free program stick with you and make a huge difference in you accomplishing your financial goals. So we've come to the end of the course, and as a final recap, I want to reiterate the 6 steps for you. Step 0 was to convert your desire into action. Step 1 was to discover yourself. Step 2 was to rewrite your money philosophy. Step 3 was to develop and implement your money strategy. Step 4 was to optimize your money habits. And step 5 was to maintain your money system. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you reach your savings goals and then some. I've given you the philosophy, knowledge, strategy, and even accountability to save money. But in the end, you have to take ownership of your savings. You have to be the one to internalize the new philosophy, the knowledge, the strategy. You have to implement the spending habit changes. You are the one that has to keep up with the maintenance and the accountability. That's how this is going to be a long-term success. It is in your hands. You are empowered and you control the destiny of your finances. So to summarize some things to remember, in the discovery session, we talked about being aware of your money struggles and expectations, knowing what causes you difficulties and what you expect helps you know where you're at. Knowing your values, your dreams, and your motivation, the things that really drive you and motivate you, makes a world of difference in crafting your behavior and your goals. So that was really important. And then having awareness of your old spending habits really helps you to take stock of where you're at and where you've been so that you can improve for the future. And then lastly, being aware of your feelings about money really helps you understand how your feelings are driving your behaviors. So some things to remember about the philosophy. Money doesn't fulfill, purpose does. Money is a tool, not a god or a devil by itself. You should worry about yourself, not the Joneses. I want you to face your problems head on, don't ignore them. Use your goals as motivators. Trump your old instincts and leave that stuff behind. Think long-term, not short-term. Be intentional about your savings. And then lastly, worry about the big stuff and don't sweat the small stuff. If you're able to implement all that philosophy, it's going to be hard not to save money. And then don't forget, regarding spending, I want you to think from gratitude, not entitlement. Concerning debt, don't forget to differentiate between consumption debt and investment debt. And then regarding income, think from opportunity, not scarcity. Things to remember with respect to strategy. Don't forget the savings start to finish paradigm, which was starting with your values. Your values lead to your goals, and your goals lead to your motivation. Your motivation leads to behavior, and your behavior leads to results. That is the savings start to finish paradigm. Don't forget that your goals should be smart. So having SMART goals means making them specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Using stepping stone motivation is going to keep you going on track and motivated so that you're feeling like you're making progress. Don't forget you need to adopt new behavior if the old behavior wasn't working. And then keep an eye on results. Things to remember in the optimization is that apps make it super easy to manage your finances and help you save money a lot more easily and pain-free. Tips and tricks are going to help you too. And then tweak your goals as needed. Not just the one time with the optimization, but you can constantly tweak your goals if you feel that you have new information or want to improve them or change them in some way. They're not written in stone and you're not stuck with them. You can change your goals if things change. And then finally, things to remember with maintenance is that accountability is key. Don't forget, at the beginning of every month, check in with yourself, check in with your mentors, and share with the Save Pain Free community. And because I want to treat you guys, I want to give you some free bonuses here. Don't forget, you have free access to the Post Money Plan articles that have been written. You have free access to the Post Money Plan podcast, and you can subscribe to that on iTunes or Google Play. And then lastly, I want to offer a discount on follow-on courses as I come out with other courses. so that you can get a discount on those as a loyal client who is trying to empower yourself. The last thing is, I just want to touch on feedback. I would love to get your feedback. It's really helpful to know things like what made you decide you needed help with finances and those kind of things. I'll send you over a little survey. I know those things are a headache or you don't want to bother with those things, but it would really help me out a lot if you could provide some input. Whatever feedback you're able to provide, that would be huge. I'd really appreciate it. All right, congratulations. That is the end of session 5 and the entirety of the Save Pain Free online course program. So hopefully now, with all these tools in your belt, you will know how to start saving money and successfully reach your financial goals. Until next time, catch you later.